Hi, my name is Destinee White. I'm a grateful, recovered addict, and I am a child of God. A little bit about my testimony. I actually didn't have the relationship that I have with God today. I started at a young age of having a lot of problems, mental disabilities, a lot of problems with my mom. My mom never wanted to be a part of my life. She bounced from husband to husband with a lot of abusive relationships. My mom was always there, but she wasn't really in the picture. She was an alcoholic. About at the age of 12 years old, I lost 7 friends in middle school. And during the loss of those friends, that was when I started cutting myself and self-harm and trying to commit suicide. I always had a relationship with God even as a little child. I always was waiting for a miracle ever since I was 12 years old. Since I was 12 all the way up until 28 years, I was in the hospital every single day. My mom started me on that track with not wanting anything to do with me, so every day she would take me to the ER for me to be admitted. There wasn't one day that I missed that I wasn't admitted to the hospital. All the way from that age up to 18, my mom sent me to a institution. I was in a state hospital, and I thought that I would be going back home with my mom, and I ended up being put in foster care as an adult. Throughout being in foster care, I found drugs and alcohol, started drinking and using, big chaos with that. Always kept a relationship with God. Was waiting for a miracle for that too. It just seemed like the 28 years of my life was just horrible and nothing made sense. But during my addiction, I just always prayed that something would happen, something would change, and that I could find a desperation of hope. I found that hope in 2018, 28 years later. I started going to AA. And between 2 addicts and alcoholics, I found God in the center. And AA wasn't mentioned to me because during my addiction, I wasn't aware of it. And since I started going to AA, I started turning my will and my life over to the care of God. My relationship that I have today, that I have with God, is truly amazing. I can talk to Him like He's my best friend. I keep a close relationship and a godly mindset today. Try to keep God in the center of everything. I'm working on my marriage with my husband, my ex-husband, working on my marriage with him again. Trying to keep God in the center of everything. Today I work as a home health care worker. God called me into home health care. Never in my life have I worked any jobs. Did some prayer and meditation, and God called me into home health care, and I didn't question it. I knew that God had better things for me and that I could fully trust Him. And so I instantly picked up the phone and I called the manager at Tender Care. And instantly, that moment that I picked up the phone, I was hired in by the grace of God. Through home health care, I am doing exactly what God had me doing in my past. In my past, I went through foster cares from over 50 foster care homes, bouncing from county to county to state. And today, God has me using that as a testimony to be able to help people in need, and I help guide these people to Christ. And I just try to keep a godly mindset, and I just got my first vehicle, and just working on different things in my life and every aspect of my life. Started going to school, I'm going to be starting my CNA and getting off my Social Security, another testimony of God. But how I became saved was through AA, doing my 4th and my 5th step. After getting everything cleared up on my 4th and my 5th step, I was being reborn. Then after 2.5 years later, I started coming to the Salvation Army, and I felt the presence of God here. The salvation has helped me tremendously because God has called me in the ministry. And I try to do my best to try to suit up and show up to be here every Sunday. And being up here and being able to do the prayers and praises to glory of God has been tremendously amazing for me to be able to do. It's something I've never done before. During my drinking and my using, I never really been in large gatherings or large crowds. So being able to stand up here today and give you a little bit of my story, a little small amount of a little taste of my life, is something that I hope can touch someone's heart and that somebody can find salvation. And that's pretty much a little bit of my testimony and how I found God and how I found my salvation. I believe that God will continue to work in my life, that I won't lose my salvation. As long as I'm freely here to have an open mind and to talk to God every single day, then I'm going to be all right. And if anybody wants to be saved, you can come up to one of us and we can pray over you, because this church has been a big testimony in my life. And that's pretty much all I got. Thank you.